students, in this lecture we will start with fertilization. But if any of you have missed the previous lectures, you have not done the previous lectures, you kindly see those lectures first and then start from here. Because everything will be continuation of the previous one. आपको previous वाला पूरा समझा है, तो आपके लिए आज का lecture is a very easy one. Fertilization is the fusion. किसका fusion? Male gamete का फीमेल गमीट के साथ. Fusion of male gamete with the female gamete to form a zygote. Male gamete haploid हमने देखा है, female gamete haploid, and they will fuse to form a diploid zygote. Now actually speaking, male gamete will be 22 plus X or 22 plus Y, and female gamete will be 22 plus X. So it is fusion of either 22 plus X female with 22 plus X male. This will result in a (44 plus XX), which will give rise to a female child. A female child will be born at birth. Whereas it can also be fusion of this female with 22 plus Y from the male. We have seen this, okay? Sperms, they will have 22 plus X or 22 plus Y, whereas the female gamete will have 22 plus X. So if this fuses, if a sperm with Y chromosome fuses with the female gamete, then it will be 22 plus XY. Alright, sorry. 44 plus XY is the result. That means a male child will be born. अगर ये और ये फ्यूज हुए 44 plus XX मिला, तो एक female child will be born. Now it is very clear to all of you, it is the sperm which is having both X, can have X also, can have Y also. So it is the sperm which is determining the sex of the child. That means it is the father who determines the sex of the child. Important MCQ. It is the father who will determine the sex of the child. हमने देखा है male gamete. We have seen the complete formation of spermatogenesis, that is the formation of sperms, okay? We have seen this also. We have seen the ploidy and we have seen the chromosomes which it will have. We have seen this also, oogenesis. So now this is stable, this is same. This can fuse either with 22 plus X or with 22 plus Y. If this happens, male child hoga. If this happens, female child hoga. So depending on which sperm is fusing with the ovum during the process of fertilization, you will get either a female child or a male child. So the sex of the child is determined by the father. Important MCQ. It will be determined by which sperm, because half of the sperms will be 22 plus X, half of them will be 22 plus Y. In our spermatogenesis हमने देखा है. So out of those half, which is fusing actually with the female gamete will determine the sex of the child. Important MCQ over here. Alright, so fertilization में एक काम ये होता है कि diploid zygote बना. दूसरा ये होता है कि sex of the child यहीं पे determine हो जाता है जब fusion होता है. Because which sperm is fusing will determine the sex of the child. Alright, कहाँ पे होता है अब fertilization? कहाँ पे होता है? We have seen the site of fertilization. It happens in the ampulla of fallopian tube. So the site of fertilization is ampulla of fallopian tube. Means here. Now this is the fallopian tube. This is the infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus. Isthmus, ampulla. We have seen this in detail. Infundibulum. All right. So ampulla में ovum कब पहुंचेगा? जब ओवरी से रिलीज होगा. ओवरी से कब रिलीज हुआ है? ओव्यूलेशन के टाइम पे. Okay, when the ovum is released, when the secondary oocyte is released from the ovary, यहाँ पे infundibulum में जो opening है, क्या नाम बताया था इस opening का? Ostium. So the fimbriae are now going to catch the released secondary oocyte, and through this ostium it will enter the infundibulum. This is on the 14th day हमने देखा था. So 14th day पे ही ये catch होगा and it is going to travel from here to the ampulla. Now यहाँ पे है secondary oocyte. All right. This ovum can remain viable for around 24 hours. Ovum की viability या secondary oocyte जो गया है अंदर, इसकी viability around 24 hours रहती है in the fallopian tube. Around 24 hours. That means ये ovulation जब हो रहा है, ये यहाँ से पास होगा. That same day, ovulation होने के बाद वाला डे या ovulation वाला डे, बस उतना ही हमारे पास रेंज है for the sperms to come from here and meet the ovum and fertilize it. All right? सुनो फिर से, ये ओवम की वायबिलिटी, ये सेकेंडरी oocyte की वायबिलिटी अराउंड 24 आवर्स ही रहती है अप्रोक्सीमेटली, प्लस माइनस सम आवर. ओके, दैट मीन्स जब ओव्यूलेशन होने के बाद ये सेकेंडरी oocyte यहाँ से ट्रैवल कर रहा है एम्प्यूला तक, इट शुड बी द सेम टाइम जब यहाँ से स्पर्म्स एंटर होने चाहिए वजाइना में और ट्रैवल करने चाहिए एम्प्यूला तक. Only then this secondary oocyte will be viable to receive the sperm or fertilization हो सकेगा. In other terms अगर बोलूं तो it is this time of the calendar of your month of your menstrual cycle जब intercourse होना चाहिए between a male and a female partner. Between a male and a female partner there should be intercourse where the penis is entering the vagina now. Penis is over here, and during this coitus, during this intercourse, it is going to release semen over here in the vagina of the female. From where will the penis enter? From the vaginal orifice. From the vaginal orifice, which is located in the vestibule of the female external genitalia. We have seen this. So it is at this time penis should enter inside. Penis कब enter करेगा? जब intercourse होगा. All right. We have seen that if a female is not sexually involved, if she is not married, ये intercourse वाला होगा ही नहीं phase और fertilization होगा ही नहीं. अगर fertilization नहीं होगा तो menstrual bleeding start हो जाएगी. We have seen this. Today we are saying that when fertilization is happening, how it is happening. All right. So now इसीलिए MCQ आता है. The movement, सुनो ध्यान से, the movement of the secondary oocyte released from the ovary during ovulation. ये जो movement है till the ampulla of the oviduct or the fallopian tube is simultaneously occurring, या should simultaneously occur with the movement of the sperms semen is going to have sperm plus fluid. Simultaneously occurs for the sperm from the vagina to the cervix, through the uterus to the ampulla of the fallopian tube. Means यहाँ पे semen release होगा. The sperms from here are going to travel through the cervix, through the uterus, and then through the isthmus to the ampulla. ये movement simultaneously होगा. इसीलिए couples, a male and a female partner who want to have a baby, who want to conceive, who want to have a baby, they are advised intercourse during this time. जब ovulation होता है ना 14th to 16th day, they are advised to have intercourse so that penis से जो semen निकलेंगे, जो sperms निकलेंगे are going to reach at the simultaneous time and chances of fertilization will be very high. Chances of fertilization will be very high. समझ में आ रहा है? अब इसका opposite बोलती हूँ. जिसको pregnancy नहीं चाहिए, the couple who doesn't want to have a child, okay, should avoid intercourse, should definitely avoid intercourse during these days because chances of fertilization will be very high when the oocyte is released from here and is in the ampulla. हमें ये पता है कि 1-2 दिन के बाद ये oocyte का viability कम हो जाएगा. Alright, so that margin is there. These 2 to 3 days, this couple who doesn't want to have a child, जिनको नहीं चाहिए कि fertilization होना चाहिए, should not involve in intercourse to prevent fertilization. Alright, this is a natural method जिससे हम pregnancy prevent कर सकते हैं. We will talk of this in reproductive health in detail. But अभी इसको समझो जो मैं बता रही हूँ. Pause the video, go back and listen it again अगर नहीं समझा है तो. Alright, so now from here, can I say that the movement of the sperm and the movement of the ovum will be simultaneous? There is simultaneous movement of ovum, that is the secondary oocyte, and sperm. Ovum कहाँ से आ रहा है? Ovary से आ रहा है. From the ovary. कहाँ पे जाएगा? Fallopian tube में. Sperm कहाँ से आ रहा है? Male reproductive system से. Vagina में. Vagina से cervix में. Cervix से uterus में. Uterus से fallopian tube में. समझ में आ रहा है? Sperm has to travel from the male, from the penis. It has to leave the penis external genitalia, come into the vagina. Female external genitalia से vaginal orifice से vagina में आना है. All right. Then into the cervix, through the cervix to the uterus to the fallopian tube. This diagram. Penis sperms की entry यहाँ से होगी. Ovum की entry यहाँ से होगी. Through the infundibulum, through the fimbri. Okay? अगर इसको मैं डिटेल में लिखूं तो fimbri, infundibulum की जो ओपनिंग है ostium, through it to the ampulla of fallopian tube. ये पक्का याद रखना है आप लोगों को. You have to remember this pathway through which the secondary oocyte is going to travel and through which the sperms are going to travel. And ये simultaneously होगा. अब अगर किसी couple को baby नहीं चाहिए तो इन days पे intercourse definitely avoid करना है. These days are called high risk days when fertilization होने के पूरे chances हैं. Fertilization होने के पूरे chances हैं because ovum released after ovulation, secondary oocyte released after ovulation is very much viable. Alright, around 24 hours, but safety factor के लिए हम एक और दिन consider कर लेते हैं. So like these 2 to 3 days, there should be no intercourse. इसकी बात करेंगे डिटेल में reproductive health chapter में. All right, but fertilization में I want to tell you that the movement is simultaneous. ओवम की यहाँ से पाथवे अलग है, स्पर्म्स के यहाँ से पाथवे अलग है, दोनों को मिलना है कहाँ पे? The site of fertilization. Site of fertilization is the ampulla of the fallopian tube. All right, site of fertilization is ampulla of the fallopian tube. Now, एक इंटरकोर्स के टाइम पे या एक कोइटस के टाइम पे, एक कोइटस के टाइम पे around 2 to 4 ml of semen is given out in the vagina. एक इंटरकोर्स के टाइम पे around 2 to 4 ml of semen over here is given out in the vagina of the female. All right, from the penis. Now we have seen sperms का पूरा accessory ducts जो लेके आती हैं उसको penis तक, and they are expelled out. So when they are expelled out in the vagina, around 2 to 4 ml of semen is given out during each intercourse. Important MCQ. This 2 to 4 ml of semen is going to have around 200 to 400 millions of sperms. Plus it is going to have the seminal fluid or the seminal plasma, जिसका हमने डिटेल में composition देखा है. Why such high number of sperms? ओवम के साथ फ्यूज करने के लिए एक ही sperm चाहिए. We want only one sperm. Then why so high number of sperms are produced and they are given out during each ejaculation? It is because they have to cross various barriers. They have to cross various barriers to reach the ampulla or to reach the secondary oocyte. These sperms have to cross various barriers. इनको physical barriers रहेंगे female reproductive tract के. Chemical barriers रहेंगे of the secretions of the female reproductive tract over here. All right. So they have to cross these barriers, which can be physical and can be chemical. They will cross these barriers, and only half of them actually enter the uterus. Only half of them actually enter the uterus, and वो half में से only around 100 they reach near the ovum. Only around 100 they go upwards towards the ovum. All right. So this is the reason a high number of sperms are produced to overcome these physical and chemical barriers. Let us see what will be these physical and chemical barriers. Barriers, basically, the chemical barriers will be the acidity in the vagina. Okay, acidic pH of the vagina, which is going to kill the sperm. We have seen कि sperm के पास भी ये neutralize करने के लिए substances रहते हैं in the semen, okay, secreted by the accessory glands. Then the phagocytic cells in the female vagina. There are some phagocytic cells over here which can cause phagocytosis of the sperm, and the thick endometrium of the uterus. All right. The endometrium of the uterus, we have seen, is now proliferating, is multiplying under the influence of progesterone. So ये जो thick endometrium है, sperms actually have to cross this physical barrier and then they can reach the fallopian tube. Contrast to the barriers, there will be some substances, there will be some things which are helping the sperm to actually enter inside and move upwards. These things are the tail of the sperm, which is going to have a lashing movement. It's going to help the sperm swim upwards. Alright. Second is the prostaglandins in the semen. Semen का composition हमने बहुत depth में देखा है. the prostaglandins in the semen, they are going to help the vagina and the uterus contract for easy movement of the sperm. And it's going to be reverse peristalsis. From below, they are going to travel upwards. So vagina में पहले contractions, उसके बाद uterus में, which is going to take the sperms from the vagina through the cervix to the uterus. So this will be their movement. They are actually going to travel through the endometrium. And the aspiratory movement of the uterus. जैसे हम किसी syringe में पानी लेते हैं अगर, तो we are aspirating. That aspiratory movement of the uterus is going to actually pick up semen, pick up sperms from here, from the cervix, and going to help them travel upwards. So these are going to be the helpers, and these are going to be the barriers for the movement of the sperm inside the female genital tract. So हमने देखा है first coitus or intercourse is essential for the penis to enter vagina and leave semen over here. So this process is called insemination. Insemination. So you've seen coitus, then you will have insemination where the semen is given out in the vagina. Then you will have the movement of sperms, which will be an upward movement from the vagina to the cervix to the uterus. ये pathway भी हमने लिखा है. The pathway through which they will reach the oocyte in the ampulla. So this you will remember. There is one interesting process which happens over here when the sperms enter, when the semen enters the vagina, that is the female reproductive tract. यहाँ पे जो sperms हैं, see the structure of the sperm now. The acrosome, it is covered by sterols and glycoprotein membrane. So this is the glycoprotein membrane. Okay, over the acrosomal part. This degenerates. This glycoprotein membrane, it degenerates. So the acrosome head is now free. And the membrane becomes weak. Which helps calcium go inside the sperm. Calcium enters. Because of this entry of calcium, the motility of the sperms increase. So capacitation is the process where functional maturity of the sperm is happening in the female reproductive system. Activity of the sperm is going to increase when the glycoprotein membrane is going to go. Calcium is going to go inside because the membrane has become weak now. This calcium is going to increase the activity of the sperms. It is going to help it swim faster, swim upwards to the cervix and then to the uterus and then to the ampulla. So insemination के बाद ये movement of sperms के पहले I will write capacitation over here. Because of which sperms are becoming functionally active and now they are having a very good movement to swim to the uterus and to the fallopian tube. Out of 200 to 400 million sperms which are given out, only half they can reach the uterus and only around 100 they reach the fallopian tube. Means from here they are going to travel upwards. कुछ यहीं रहेंगे uterus में, they will degenerate, they will die, they will not be able to move upward. Some will go over here of no use. Some will go to the other fallopian tube जहाँ पे ovum नहीं है, because we have seen that the ovum is going to be given out from alternate ovary every month. So the fallopian tube over here which is not having any ovum, these sperms will also go waste. Only around 100 sperms will reach this area around the ovum. 100 sperms will reach this fallopian tube around the ovum. Out of these 100 sperms, only one can fuse with the ovum. and rest cannot. We will see the reaction why only one can fuse and the others cannot. And this fusion of the male and the female gamete in the ampulla is called fertilization. So let us see now, around 100 sperms have come over here in the ampulla region. The oocyte is over here, which is released from the ovary. Now let us see what is happening when the sperms are actually meeting the oocyte. Now I've done the diagram of the oocyte over here. oocyte में हमने structurally देखा था, it will have the nucleus, it will have the vitelline membrane जो cell की membrane रहेगी. Okay, it is called vitelline membrane जो plasma membrane रहेगी. Then you have the zona pellucida, which is secreted by the secondary oocyte itself. And we have seen the next layer, which is the corona radiata, which is secreted by the membrana granulosa cells. ये सब हमने detail में देखा है structure. Now I will tell you what the sperm has to do to penetrate all these layers and to actually reach the nucleus of the oocyte. Alright? What the sperm will do to actually penetrate all these layers to reach the oocyte. We have seen the structure of the sperm also. You will have the acrosomal head, which will have the enzymes. You have the nucleus. You have the centrioles over here in the neck. You have the mitochondria in the middle piece, and then the tail. So let us see what will happen when the oocyte and the sperm, they have reached the ampulla and they are trying to meet. Now when the sperms have come over here near the oocyte, around 100 sperms have come, alright? They first, to enter the secondary oocyte, they have to go through this corona radiata. Now this corona radiata, we had seen, it secretes hyaluronic acid, because of which it has tight binding capacity. It is tightly adherent to the layers, to the oocyte over here. These layers are tightly adherent. So इनको dissolve करने के लिए acrosome of the sperm, it releases hyaluronidase enzyme, which is also called corona penetrating enzyme or corona digesting enzyme. Corona digesting enzyme, corona penetrating enzyme is for the hyaluronidase released from the acrosome of the sperm, because of which it is going to dissolve the hyaluronic acid over here. Hyaluronic acid dissolve हो गया तो corona radiata के cells lose हो जाएंगे and धीरे धीरे they will rupture. धीरे धीरे they will go. Corona radiata के cells lose हो जाएंगे and धीरे धीरे they will go. Alright, I'm just doing it for the half part over here. They are going to go. Now next is the zona pellucida. Zona pellucida को sperms आके attach होते हैं specific receptor sites पे. Zona pellucida has receptor sites for sperms. जैसे अगर ये zona pellucida layer है, which is a non-cellular layer, we have seen. It is a jelly-like layer, okay? It is a non-cellular layer secreted by the secondary oocyte. It is going to have receptor sites for protein, for sperms. जहाँ पे sperms आके attach हो सकते हैं zona pellucida को. Only at these specific receptor sites can sperms come and attach. So ये receptor sites पे ही sperms आ सकते हैं और attach हो सकते हैं. Like this. I've done the zona pellucida where the sperms have come. Now this is the receptor site, suppose. Sperms have come and attached. And they secrete zona lysin or acrosin, which is another enzyme secreted by the acrosome of the sperm, which can dissolve zona pellucida. Which can dissolve zona pellucida. Alright. तो ये zona pellucida को attach करके specific receptor sites पे attach करके they start dissolving it. There is one more thing which is important over here. Zona pellucida जो है, I will write it as ZP. It secretes or it has fertilizin. And the sperm head, it has anti-fertilizin. सो जब ये स्पर्म हेड जोना पेल्यूसिडा को आके अटैच होगा स्पेसिफिक रिसेप्टर साइट पे, दिस फर्टिलाइजिन एंटी फर्टिलाइजिन रिएक्शन should match up, and this is species specific. Species specific. हम एक मेल डॉग के स्पर्म से एक फीमेल डॉग के गमीट को, फीमेल कैट के गमीट को मैच नहीं करा सकते हैं. दिस फर्टिलाइजिन एंटी फर्टिलाइजिन रिएक्शन इज स्पीशीज स्पेसिफिक. ये एक स्पीशीज के लिए पर्टिकुलर रहता है. ह्यूमन स्पर्म विल बी बाइंडिंग ओनली विद द ह्यूमन फीमेल बिकॉज ऑफ दिस फर्टिलाइजिन एंटी फर्टिलाइजिन रिएक्शन. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फर्टिलाइजिन रहेगा जोना पेल्यूसिडा में, इंपॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यू. एंटी फर्टिलाइजिन रहेगा स्पर्म के हेड में. ये फर्टिलाइजिन एंटी फर्टिलाइजिन रिएक्शन is very important. It is species specific. It will be when the sperm is attaching the zona pellucida at the specific receptor site. Okay, and this is what maintains the uniqueness of the species. Uniqueness maintain karega species ki. It's going to maintain the uniqueness of the species, this fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction which is happening over here. So you have to remember about the corona penetrating enzyme, about the acrosin or zona lysine enzyme, and about the fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction which is going to happen over here. Now sperms, they will mostly come and attach towards the animal pole. जो side पे nucleus है ना उस side के, वो हो जाता है animal pole. And the one where there is, which is far away from the nucleus, is called the vegetal pole. So sperms usually they come and attach towards the animal pole. तो एनिमल पोल और वेजिटल पोल, ये डायग्राम, ये मार्किंग्स कर लो आपकी ड्राइंग में. नाउ हियर द स्पर्म्स हैव कम, जोना पेल्यूसिडा को अटैच हुए हैं, फर्टिलाइजिंग एंटी फर्टिलाइजिंग रिएक्शन हो रहा है, जोना पेल्यूसिडा डिसॉल्व हो रहा है, मेम्ब्रेन यहाँ की थिन हो गई है. अब oocyte ने ये जोना पेल्यूसिडा डिसॉल्व होके ये मेम्ब्रेन थिन हो गई है एंड इट हैज गिवन अ रिसेप्टर कोन. अब ये रिसेप्टर कोन पे स्पर्म अटैच्ड है. दिस इज अ रिसेप्टर कोन. अब आपका हाथ लो और कोई ऐसे चिमटी काटता है ना, जस्ट स्ट्रेच द स्किन फ्रॉम हियर, जैसे हम चिमटी काटते हैं. सी दिस. सो दिस इज लाइक अ रिसेप्टर कोन. दिस स्किन विल ऑलवेज बी थिन एज कंपेयर टू द स्किन ऑफ योर हैंड. ये जो ऊपर आई हुई स्किन है, ओके, ये बेस स्ट्रॉन्ग रहेगा. सो ये जो स्किन है, ये जो रिसेप्टर कोन का पार्ट है, इट इज थिन मेम्ब्रेन नाउ कंपेयर टू द अदर थिंग. जोना पेल्यूसिडा पूरा धीरे धीरे कोरोना रेडिएटा पूरा जा रहा है. ओके, धीरे धीरे सेल्स ये पूरे चले गए हैं. नाउ हियर दिस रिसेप्टर कोन इज फॉर्म्ड. इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू, रिसेप्टर कोन टुवर्ड्स द एनिमल पोल. यहाँ पे स्पर्म अटैच हो गया है. ये मेम्ब्रेन थिन है. दिस मेम्ब्रेन इज थिन of the receptor cone. All right, and the sperm head is finally going to enter inside and ये बाहर रह जाएगा. Middle piece and tail will remain outside. The head will go inside. Important, head enters inside, the middle piece and tail remains outside. जैसे ही ये एक स्पर्म के साथ फर्टिलाइजिंग एंटी फर्टिलाइजिंग रिएक्शन होता है, एक प्रोटीन, एक स्पर्म बाइंडिंग साइट पे, देयर इज वन इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग व्हिच हैपेंस इनसाइड द ओवम, इनसाइड द सेकेंडरी oocyte. कॉर्टिकल रिएक्शन होता है. ये जो ग्रैन्युलर सेल्स हैं, दे गो टू द कॉर्टेक्स ओवर हियर एंड दे इंक्रीज द थिकनेस ऑफ दिस विटेलाइन मेम्ब्रेन. ये यहाँ पे कॉर्टेक्स पे आके अरेंज हो जाते हैं. वी कॉल इट कॉर्टिकुलर रिएक्शन. दिस मेम्ब्रेन which is formed, it prevents the entry of other sperms. ये thick membrane हो गई है अभी. No more sperms can enter. This membrane which is formed is called fertilization membrane. Fertilization membrane. And जो space present है अब, ये vitelline membrane, ये vitelline membrane है. जो स्पेस प्रेजेंट है बिटवीन द विटेलाइन मेम्ब्रेन एंड द फर्टिलाइजेशन मेम्ब्रेन इज कॉल्ड द पेरीविटेलाइन स्पेस. The space between the vitelline membrane and the fertilization membrane is called the perivitelline space. So fertilization membrane बनती है, उससे पॉलीस्पर्मी अवॉइड होता है. फर्टिलाइजेशन मेम्ब्रेन का फंक्शन है, इट इज प्रिवेंटिंग पॉलीस्पर्मी. पॉलीस्पर्मी मीन बहुत सारे स्पर्म अंदर नहीं जा सकते हैं. इट इज प्रिवेंटिंग पॉलीस्पर्मी को रोक रहा है फर्टिलाइजेशन मेम्ब्रेन. इंपॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यू. मोनोस्पर्मी को मेंटेन कर रहा है फर्टिलाइजेशन मेम्ब्रेन. मोनोस्पर्मी मीन्स एक ही स्पर्म अंदर जाएगा. इतनी सारी चीजें यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. यू हैव टू रिमेंबर द कोरोना पेनिट्रेटिंग एंजाइम जिससे कोरोना रेडिएटा डिसॉल्व हुआ. देन द जोना लाइसिन एंजाइम जिससे जोना रेडिएटा डिसॉल्व होना चालू होगा, डिजेनरेट होगा, पेनिट्रेट होगा. देन द स्पेसिफिक रिसेप्टर साइट्स ऑन द जोना पेल्यूसिडा. दीज रिसेप्टर साइट्स आर गोइंग टू हैव फर्टिलाइजिन. स्पर्म का एंटी फर्टिलाइजिन इनसे रिएक्ट करेगा और ये मेम्ब्रेन अब थिन हो जाएगी. अंदर से थोड़ा सा मेम्ब्रेन बाहर आएगा. हम इसको बोलते हैं रिसेप्टर कोन. रिसेप्टर कोन जो स्पर्म को अंदर रिसीव करने के लिए आया है. ये रिसेप्टर कोन पे मेम्ब्रेन बहुत थिन हो जाएगी. स्पर्म का हेड अंदर आ जाएगा, मिडिल पीस टेल बाहर रह जाएगा. हेड अंदर आने के बाद एक चीज ये होती है कि फर्टिलाइजेशन मेम्ब्रेन बनता है. ये जो अंदर के साइटोप्लाज्म के ग्रैन्युलर सेल्स हैं, दे गो एंड अरेंज टुवर्ड्स द पेरिफेरी so that ये मेम्ब्रेन थिक हो जाए. विटेलाइन मेम्ब्रेन की थिकनेस बढ़ा देते हैं. The space between the fertilization membrane and the vitelline membrane is called perivitelline space. Fertilization membrane is going to prevent polyspermy. It is going to promote, it is going to maintain monospermy. अब कोई और स्पर्म अंदर नहीं आ सकता है. एक स्पर्म हेड एंट्री होने से ये दो चीजें हो रही है. इंपॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यू. एक फर्टिलाइजेशन मेम्ब्रेन बन रहा है. ऑलराइट. This fertilization membrane is being formed, which is going to prevent polyspermy. So you have to remember that sperm head, as soon as it enters inside, ये fertilization membrane बनके it is going to prevent polyspermy. The second thing which is going to happen is when the sperm head comes inside, ये जो oocyte है, secondary oocyte है, which was arrested at metaphase 2, हमने देखा था. Secondary oocyte, when it is released from the ovary, it is arrested, the meiotic division is arrested at metaphase 2. Sperm की entry होने के बाद secondary oocyte का metaphase 2 complete होगा. So secondary oocyte का you will have again one large cell and one small polar body. One which is retaining the complete yolk, which is retaining the complete cytoplasm, and one polar body. ये जो second polar body है वो again perivitelline space में आके lodge हो जाती है. So second meiotic division is going to get complete when the sperm head is entering inside. एक तो फर्टिलाइजेशन मेम्ब्रेन बनती है. दूसरा सेकेंड मियोटिक डिवीजन विच वाज अरेस्टेड एट मेटाफेज 2 इज कंप्लीटेड ओवर हियर एंड दिस इज नाउ कॉल्ड द फंक्शनल ओवम और द ooted. This is now called the functional ovum or the ooted. All these terms are important. Video pause करके लिखो या वापस go back and listen it again. Okay? I am not repeating because video का length बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. And finally, the nucleus of the sperm. Now the head is inside. Okay, इसका meiotic division हो गया है. Nucleus, their plasma membranes are going to rupture and this is going to mix up. Nucleus of the male and the female are going to fuse. The process is called synkaryon. Fusion of the nucleus of the male and the female gametes to form a diploid zygote. क्रोमोसोमल मटेरियल पूरा मिक्स होता है. वेरिएशन होता है. वाई वेरिएशन? बिकॉज इसमें दोनों के कैरेक्टर्स अब आ गए. यू विल हैव पैटर्नल कैरेक्टर्स जो स्पर्म से आए एंड यू विल हैव मैटर्नल कैरेक्टर्स जो मदर से आए, जो ooted से आए. So this is the basis of variation. दोनों genetic material mix हो रहे हैं, synkaryosis हो रहा है, fusion of the male and female nucleus हो रहा है. All right, a diploid zygote is formed. Now because in the ooted centrioles are absent. Sperm के जो centrioles हैं, we have seen sperm के diagram में centrioles. Sperm के जो centrioles हैं वो आके arrange हो जाएंगे इधर. And they are going to help for further division, which is called cleavage. इसको हम डिटेल में कल देखेंगे. These the centrioles from the sperm are going to help in the further division of this formed zygote. ये zygote के further division के लिए sperm के centrioles help करेंगे. Centrioles are absent in the oocyte. हमने structure of the oocyte देखा है. You've seen the structure of the sperms. Relate करो centrioles कहाँ पे present थे. So all this is the process of fertilization. Significance क्या है? You are going to write it down now with me. One, it is the fusion of the male and female gamete. इससे variation मिल रहा है. Okay, this is the basis of variation. Paternal आ रहा है, maternal आ रहा है. इसमें जो anti-fertilizing fertilizing reaction होता है, it is species specific. So uniqueness of a species is maintained. Okay. Third, sex of the child is determined during this phase. जब ये फ्यूजन हो जाता है तो स्पर्म जो यहाँ तक पहुंचा है, जिसने ये सब प्रोसेस करने में सक्सेसफुल रहा है, whether the sperm is 22 plus X or 22 plus Y is going to determine the sex of the child. Very important. Significance of fertilization. Second meiotic division complete होता है इस phase में, that is the phase of fertilization. Second meiotic division, which was arrested at the time of ovulation, is now completed. You will write down as the fourth significance. Okay? Centriole of the sperm is going to help in further cleavage. So the oocyte for further division actually wanted the sperm. जो meiotic division है वो भी sperm head अंदर आने के बाद complete हुआ है. Further cleavage भी sperm के बाद ही होगा, sperm के fusion के बाद ही होगा. So you are going to write down that. Fertilization membrane जो बनती है वो polyspermy prevent करती है. So you don't have the various syndromes which are formed by the extra chromosomal numbers. Polyspermy is prevented. All these are the significance of fertilization. Just write it down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these are the significance of fertilization. Okay. क्या क्या लिखोगे? एक तो जेनेटिक वेरिएशन होगा, दूसरा पॉलीस्पर्मी प्रिवेंट होगा, स्पीशीज स्पेसिफिक रिएक्शन होता है तो यूनिकनेस ऑफ अ स्पीशीज मेंटेन रहेगी, सेक्स ऑफ द चाइल्ड इज डिटरमाइंड, स्पर्म्स जो सेंट्रियोल्स लाता है इट हेल्प्स इन फर्दर क्लीवेज, हेल्प्स इन फर्दर डिविजन. ऑलराइट, सेकेंड मियोटिक डिविजन ये कंप्लीट होगा विच वाज अरेस्टेड एट मेटाफेज 2 in the secondary oocyte. That is going to complete. So all this is what fertilization is. Fertilization is also called syngamy, fusion of the gametes. Just see the video again, make your notes. ये सारी layers आपको अब समझ में आनी चाहिए. ये सारे terms, coitus, insemination, capacitation, movement of the sperm, okay, कितने यहाँ पर पहुंचेंगे. After that, what is fertilization membrane? What is fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction? What is sperm specific receptor sites? What is this receptor cone? ये vitelline membrane का ऐसा extension है जिसने cone बनाया, which will be thin. अब यहाँ से entry होगी. What is animal pole? What is vegetal pole? All these things you should understand. Tomorrow we will start with cleavage. That is the further division of this zygote, which is the end result of fertilization. Fertilization का end result है एक zygote बना है. ये zygote अभी further divide करेगा. Alright, we will start from here tomorrow.